right, man. Let's talk about John Gruden. All right, and then we talk about Lamar Jackson and back season. All right. So John Gruden thinks he should be given another chance. I was watching Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max on ESPN. I watched that in the morning before I, shake the spot. And now, and white people could recover from almost anything. Let me say that first and foremost. Tim Allen, ho ho ho, yeah, Santa Claus, and Tim the Tool Man Taylor, which I love Tool Time growing up. Last Man Standing is a great show too. He got caught with cocaine, I believe it was, in the airport going back to school in Western Michigan and Kalamazoo, Michigan. You know what I'm saying? He got caught with cocaine. He was able to recover and um, going to be Tim Allen, right? And John Gruden, some of the emails he said, it's a different time and place too. It's a lot more, vulnerability, a lot more sensitivity to what he said. And also, what don't help his case is he won the Super Bowl with Tony Dungy players, and he has not been able to, recreate that recipe. Right? He sounded good on TV, just like Mike Mayock did, who was a GM, and he should have just stayed on TV because he was atrocious with the Raiders. A lot of they first round picks, they fifth year options didn't get picked up. They got caught. They got cut. They did an atrocious job. John Gruden said he's ashamed about the emails that ended his Raiders tenure. And all what happened was he pissed somebody off. He said John Gruden is currently suing the NFL over the emails that ended his tenure as the head coach of the Las Vegas Raiders, but apparently doesn't mean he doesn't regret said emails. The former Raider and Tampa Bay Buccaneers head coach addressed the issue at Little Rock Touchdown Club on Tuesday, saying he was ashamed of the emails but still believes himself to be a good person. Of course you do. You're not. So I'm not going to say anything but honest things. I'm ashamed about what has come in about those emails. I make no excuses for it. It was shameful, but I'm a good person. Yeah, okay. Of course you think you're a good person. I believe that. I go to church. Okay, a lot of people go to church. I've married for 31 years. That's the only valid thing he said. I got 3 great boys. I still love football. I've made some mistakes, but I don't think anybody in here hasn't. I just ask for forgiveness, and hopefully I get another shot. Just start your own podcast, buddy. Just start your own podcast. Build yourself into a brand, and then I think you'll get another shot. Or you might not even want another shot. You know, Gruden resigned from the Raiders job last year after a collection of emails came to light showing his correspondence with former Washington Commander President Bruce Allen email service as part of an NFL investigation to the Washington workplace culture, a process that resulted in $10 million fine for the team, but no public release of findings. Emails contain litany of slurs and other bigoted language, including calling NFL commissioner, uh, you know, you see the word, and a clueless anti-football punani. Now, at the end of the day, a lot of people might agree with that statement. All right, but then again, you got to understand Roger Goodell. He's 32 owners placed in one man. The owners are Roger Goodell, so he's just doing what he told to do, and that's his job. Criticizing Goodell for supposedly pressuring the Rams into drafting a queer, referring to openly gay Michael Sam. So, using racist language to describe NFLPA's head DeMaurice Smith and complaining about the NFL's recent female high referees and player protests for racial justice during the national anthem. Now, one thing I kind of agree with him. I think he ended up saying that you know that why his emails is linked to nobody else's one. You just don't talk like that, and nobody else talking back like that. So, of course, emails like that go all over there, and I'm pretty sure people watching with their text and all that type of stuff. Uh, you know, but and then why ain't Dan Snyder lose his team neither? This is all on his watch. A lot of people was pressuring for him to lose his team, but they must really love Dan Snyder. So but yeah, he wasn't only going to speak like this dude in this investigation. If they investigate every 32 teams, man, when nobody had no job, come on, you know. you know, when nobody had no job, you know. So yeah, I'm pretty is sorry he got caught, and I ain't mad at him. Of course, you're gonna apologize and say all this type of stuff, but you couldn't send him back in that locker room after what he said. You know, you couldn't. You couldn't send him back to that locker room after what he said. So you did it to yourself. I mean, even when you was a coach, you didn't really have success, bro. You won with Tony Dungy team, and then right, and then the team you beat in the Super Bowl, that was your original team, so you knew all the plays they was gonna call. So I mean, even if you was a good person, right, in this magical world, you still was a shitty head coach and sit shitty at personnel. So I mean, go and take a seat right next to Colin Kaepernick. Go ahead and take that nice seat, big fella. Take it. You know. But if they if he take this to court and they open up more emails, he won't be alone. They might have to shut down the league. You are not alone. Whatever that Michael Jackson song go. He won't be alone. Trust me. He won't be alone. But not he only sorry because he got caught. Keyshawn Johnson been saying this for years that he was a terrible person. And everybody thought it was Keyshawn just being a diva. Now Keyshawn didn't say, well, he a racist or nothing like that. He didn't. He just said, I'm not gonna go that far. But John Gruden is a terrible person. So nobody should be surprised. He said, I told y'all that. He said, I told y'all that. He was exactly right. He was exactly right. But he ain't alone. And now, he gonna do when somebody, while somebody falling, he gonna do what he do. He gonna take everybody else with him. So he one of them dudes say, we get caught, I'm telling on everybody. I ain't going down alone. Come on. I'm not going down alone. So I mean, it is what it is. So he's trying to say maybe he going to college level. I mean, what college football program he gonna go to that somebody black is black ain't playing, and they gonna say okay, maybe some HBCU if Deion give him a second chance, but I don't think Deion messing with him or Eddie George or Hugh Jackson. So I don't know who really gonna be messing with John Gruden. They just best he start his own podcast, bro. Start his own platform. I like John Gruden on TV too. Shame. But Lamar Jackson chimes in on contract negotiations with the Ravens now. As the Ravens quarterback, Lamar Jackson closed in on his week one deadline doing a long-term deal. Jackson has peeled back the curtain a bit on social media. Response to a Twitter user who made comments about the status, Jackson dropped a few hints about what he may be looking for and seemed to be looking for a Deshaun Watson style guarantee deal. After one user said the Ravens should just give Jackson 250 guaranteed, another responded by saying they already offered that and Jackson wants more. Jackson said no, they didn't. Then after another user said, as much as I love Lamar, a fully guaranteed deal will be a bad business. Jackson replied, you don't love Lamar. Clearly, the Ravens hasn't offered 250 guaranteed to Jackson. The Browns gave Deshaun 230, gave 230 to Watson, and that was enough to get the Ravens owner Steve Bisciotti publicly gross about the development. Although Jackson didn't come out and say it, and his two tweets implied that Bisciotti dismayed Jackson wants a fully guaranteed contract. So, I mean, And it was let's keep going real quick. He said although Jackson, okay, he said frankly he should although contracts for franchise quarterback rarely are ripped up prematurely. Jackson plays in a position with a more danger in a more dangerous way. And other quarterbacks, the physical risk for him is real. Without guarantees, he's a risk of being released. And while the Ravens can try to dismiss the Watson deal as a region, it also called for a new high water mark, which is that groundbreaking contract typically are. The people pulling the purse strings always want to disregard the market changing contracts as an accident, not a trend, because of the course they do. The Ravens may be inclined to hold firm Jackson because the Cardinals successfully did with Kyler Murray. Lamar has every right to push for fully guaranteed if he's willing to assume the risk of walking away from whatever the Ravens are willing to do and play for 23 million this year with no guarantees for 2023 and beyond. If he's willing to do that, there will be no new contract this year or possibly ever in Baltimore. Eventually, the contract could come from another team in response to comments that Lamar, who grew up in South Florida, possibly wants to play for the Dolphins, the same way Baltimore native would want to play for the Ravens. Jackson said, "Clark grew up a Dallas fan, but Dolphins were second, no doubt." He could have said something like, "I'm a Raven for life." He didn't, and all that possibly implies. So, like I said before, man, it's a shame. It's a shame. It is. It is a shame. But black people got a lot. Sometimes black people got to struggle to get theirs. Deshaun didn't. Murray did a little bit. Dak had to struggle to get his. But last time they did this to Joe Flacco, and people point out, "Oh, Joe Flacco didn't deserve this, and Joe Flacco didn't deserve that." I'm a Flacco fan, okay. So I say, look, I like Joe Flacco, but you know, but you got to remember, Joe Flacco made deep playoff runs. He would have been in the Super Bowl before they run. I can't remember what year it was, but I think they were playing the Steelers or somebody in the AFC Championship game, and Lee Evans dropped a touchdown and sent them to the Super Bowl. I believe it was. If my memory serves me correctly. You know what I'm saying? And Joe Flacco would have been in the Super Bowl then, and they could have played Joe Flacco the year before he made his Super Bowl run. Ray Lewis last year, and he got hot. They had to pay him above market value, and they was out their prime after that. You know, so if Lamar go on a legendary run, I don't think they got a problem paying Lamar like Bill Flacco did. Will he? I doubt it. The AFC is real tough this year. You know, so so yeah, I don't see it, but a lot of they say a lot of receivers don't want to play with him. Juju Smith turned down more money to go to Baltimore to return. I mean, less money from Steelers to return, well, more money from Baltimore to return the Steelers for less. People, so they got to change the way they call the offense. They got to let Lamar, be a pocket quarterback. And if he can't be a pocket quarterback, just tell him you tell him straight up. Well, you ain't worth that. You can't play from the pocket. Bye. Or this is what we willing to offer you. We're gonna tag you, or whatever situation may be. So you give them the offense to be a pocket presence. That's spreading it out. If it's whatever it may be, spreading it out. Pistol or whatever it may be. But they're not gonna win the way they playing. But him running the ball and doing all that design run. So of course, one of the reasons they don't want to give him a guaranteed contract because he's gonna get injured. So I don't blame him on that. But I also agree with Steve Young that I blame them for not, transforming their offense, where he can pass the football. If that's spreading everything out and making the reads easier, shotgun or, five wides, shotgun or under center, then I blame them. They have to modernize that offense. And if he can't do it, then you show him and say, well, you're not the quarterback we need, or this is what we willing to pay you. That's how you go about that. But if they're gonna call the same, run first offense, they're gonna be in trouble. They're gonna be in a lot of trouble. So, I want Lamar to get his money, but they got a point. You the MVP and all that, but bro, you gonna get broken up if you keep playing that way. He refused to slide. I'm watching Malik Willis run against somebody, and he just won't slide, bro. Why y'all taking hits, especially in preseason? Slide, get down. Andrew Luck running over people, Cam Newton running over people, it all caught up with him. So it is what it is. Let me know what you girls and guys think. To the NFL playlist, more videos like this. I had an NFL podcast exclusive coming up for the season preview. Make sure you pay attention to my Instagram story, Twitter, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube community tab. I'll have that up at least by the weekend or before Memorial Day over with. NFL start next Thursday, not this coming Thursday, not tomorrow, but next Thursday. Bills and Rams. Hit the link tree. You can find me on Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Anchor, Amazon Music, Stitcher, Radio Public, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, all there. Appreciate the love, support. Peace.